Okay, good morning. Back at it. But today's going to be a little bit different. Today and tomorrow, I went shopping yesterday. Went and bought some steel. It's out in the carport. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build myself an electric hoist, half-ton capacity, so I can move it around here and lift things, especially now starting to do this crusher, the shredder, because once I get those two together and the motor and gearbox on the frame, I'm not going to be able to move it around, not in a fit, not even with 2 or 3 people, so it's not going to weigh beyond that. But I saw a video on YouTube the day before yesterday that gave me the idea about building one that I can sort of semi-fold up and push into the corner out of the way somewhere. So today what I plan on doing is cutting up all the steel, making all of the stuff I need and put it in the mill and drill it so it's all ready to assemble, and then I'll weld it tomorrow. So it should only take a couple of days, I'm hoping, you know me. I couldn't get the wheels any smaller than that, but they're 300 kilo capacity each. They're the front wheels. They're the back wheels, they're 150 kilo capacity each. So those front ones will be fine, because that's what's going to be holding most of the weight. So that's going to mount on top. And they even give you mounts for it, look. That'll fit around the RHS that I've got out there for it. So I can bolt it. It'll be probably bolted sideways, obviously, like that, with the cable running straight out that way. Bolt to the back. So you've got these two here, which is what you can take this off. Can you? Oh, you can, but it's not worth it. So I don't want to expose that end there. No, you can't take it off by the looks of it. That's okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I'll use those to secure it, and I've got the bolt somewhere. Yeah, and you use 250 kilo straight lift or double. The double lift will be a little bit slower and a little bit safer anyway. So, so let me get the. And that's the smallest I can get, but I'm going to trim that up a little bit and have that sitting on the end for the cable to run over. There, in case I need them, I'll pull them out, just machine a little bit of a groove in there just to hold the cable, like to carry the cable. Yeah, pivot pins. I've got to go in and get some more steel, and I've got to go and get some flat bar, because I've worked out, because I bought 50 by 50 by 2 and 40 by 40 by 2. So it's just 56. So I'm still that's going to be a little bit too small, the 40. So I'm going to duck in and buy some 25 mil by 3 flat bar to weld on the jib, I suppose you'd call it, and the legs, because the legs will slide out. That's what they're for. I bought those to make. Well, I've cut those in half and use that to make the screw clamps for the legs, where you slide them out for these legs. So yeah, I've still got to probably go in and get some more stuff yet. But you know, like what you see here, plus the steel out there, I've got there's about $600 worth of materials so far. So yeah, so yeah, look, Grumpy's going to be featured in a bit more of the videos. I'll just poke him in the background somewhere, but that's the new channel mascot. Grumpy takes after me. Anyway, so stay tuned. Once I get the stuff in here and start cutting up, I'll bring you back. just went into town, did a bit more shopping. I got those. They're for the support, the adjustable support that goes underneath. I brought those, so I'll cut the threads off to make the pins for them. There's linch pins to hold them in. And I've got that's going to go through, so this hook can hook onto it. So, yeah, and I put the washers, because I put it right through, and I put 2 washers on each end, like 20mm washers and 16mm washers, so it sort of steps out. Yeah, so, and the flat bar, I got flat bar, because it's going to be, the 40mm is going to be too small inside the 50mm. I didn't want to have to buy 6mm, because then I wouldn't have fitted properly. But see, but what I'm doing is, put that down, is I'm going to cut these and just weld a strip down each side. That's 32mm. So on all 4 sides, so it centers it. So yeah, just to make things work a little bit better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start getting things sorted. I might start. I've machined. I went to video it, but you know, I thought I had the thing on. I didn't press record. So these are for the top, for the pivots, and they're that's for the upright. These are going to have 3 holes drilled in each, so you can adjust the height of the arm, and the strut in between that's going to hold that up is going to be some of that. It's 10mm. I've got plenty of that stuff. So what I need to do is to put these in and drill holes in them. So let me change all this shit over and I'll bring you back. Alrighty. I've done these 2, but I'll record the others. That's the one that's going to go on the upright, and then that one will go on the arm with a 20mm pin. These ones that go on the side, there's 4 holes in each. So, you know, I started to drill these. I thought, hole saw, brilliant, brilliant. These things. Found a 19mm one. I thought that'll be fine. And usually you get a little bit of oversize anyway. But halfway through one hole, and it wouldn't drill, wouldn't cut. The teeth started breaking off, so I took it out, and it's way down there somewhere. I hurled because with the shits. So now I'm just drilling a pilot and then running the 20mm through it. So I sharpened it up, so it's cutting quite well. I could probably try and push it through straight up, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather drill a pilot first. So it'll take a little while. I'll drill these 8 holes, and I'll probably time lapse the whole thing, and then I'll bring it back. Stay tuned. Alright, bit of an eventful afternoon because I was trying to weld up some more of these. I'd cut this weld these on. But it turns out that I've got to weld it fully because one of them, this one, you see the chatter, when I went to start to weld it, ran out of gas. No gas. So I had to make a beeline for Muswellbrook to BAC. Got myself another gas bottle. And I thought, if I'm running out of gas, I'm sure going to run out of wire, but I've still got a little bit, not a lot, and I brought a welding jacket because, you know, I don't know if you can see that, all of the spatter marks on my arm. It's just about pissed me off. So anyway, I've done now. I'm going to go in tomorrow. I'll come back out and get back into it. Shouldn't take long to do what I wanted to do anyway. It's just machine those so they fit in the other tubes, and that's only, I'm only taking, you know, not even a quarter of a mil off each side. So got all those drilled. That's the top. All those. I've just got to put those into the saw, just trim the ends up so they're the same. Do that in the morning. Yeah, so I'm back into it tomorrow. Hopefully I can get a whole lot done and start and actually get it together tomorrow. Might not get it finished, but we'll get it back together. We'll get it together. So there we go. Anyway, we'll see you then. Well, good morning. I'm back into it. I was doing a little bit off camera, but I've come to a decision. I'm kind of ashamed of myself for the quality of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in tomorrow. I want to get some bigger steel, some bigger flat bar, thicker. I'm going to take these, cut these off, and I'm going to drill plugs because they're, even when you weld, because it's only 3mm and it's bowing a little bit. So what I'm going to do is cut them all the same length and drill plugs and weld the plugs, and just weld the ends and then weld the plugs, because it looks bloody terrible, honestly. I was just watching it, you know, and I was ashamed of it. It's disgusting. So I'm going to go and might sort these out, get them sorted, and then tomorrow morning when they're open, I'm going to duck in and get some. I'll bring you back when I've got these done. Been doing a bit off camera, but I went in and got some more steel to redo those things. I've cut the other ones off and I've drilled these holes to do plug welds. That's going to stop it from bowing like this. That's what the problem with the other one was. And when I tried to machine, and the welds look like shit because I forgot to grind the gal off. Yeah, but when I welded them, no matter what I did, when I tried to machine them, it chattered like fucking buggery. So I'm going to come back out shortly and start welding. I've got to grind all the gal off and I'll start welding these on. Once I've got them welded onto the new bars, I'll bring you back. Stay tuned. Righto. That's the first one done. I'll let that cool down now. I'm going to clean the mill down before I do anything. Take the vise off, clean all the swarf and the cool off it. I'll take this up. I'm going to do one at a time. Just because there's so much welding and it gets really hot. And yeah, so it's just going to be easier just to mix it up. I'll do one at a time in the mill. So that's welded. I'll let that cool while I go and fix this up. Stay tuned. Alright, that's a little bit better. The other side I screwed up because I put it flat in the vise but didn't check to make sure this was level. But it doesn't matter, I've got plenty because this is 5mm, the other stuff I had was 3. I've got to bring that down to probably about 2.5mm. So, but what I'm going to do is just going to do a clean up, go all the way around to get me square and get me flat. So I can sit it in the bottom of the vise and know it's going to be square. So, so I'll take it back, turn it over. Oh, I don't know whether to take more off this side or not. I think I will. Just another 0.1. Seriously? That'll do. see that one bowed a little bit. And when I welded it, I sort of didn't go all in a row. I sort of welded one there, one down the bottom, and mixed it all up so that it wasn't putting too much heat into it. Well, all in one spot anyway. But that'll do. I'll turn it over. Get the other side done. When I've got all that sorted, I'll bring you back. Stay tuned. Right, I'm going to call it a day. I don't know what's going on with this, even though I'm getting it square with the digital level, well, I'm getting it level, but this side is not too bad. But when I had it sitting flat in there, from one end to the other was about 0.8 of a mil difference. So I've got it now, it's less than 0.1, so it's only a couple of thou, that's fine. This one here, you can see how thin that is there compared to there. That's oversized and that's a little bit under. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But I'm going to leave that now, that's in there. I'm going to take a skim off that because it's still about a mil off from being the right size. So I'm just going to take another, I took half a mil off, I took half a mil all the way around so I can get an idea of where I'm at. So I'm going to call it a day. Tomorrow when I come out, I'm going to machine that and just take a, I don't know, just 0.2 or quarter of a mil, something like that, 0.25. Clean it up, turn it over and run the dial over it again and see what it's like. The blokes out the front there, they've been digging out the front for the NBN, for broadband, so for the fibre. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to come back to it tomorrow. I'm going to edit this now and make it part 1. And yeah, until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.